Hello there, I'm Sean Greasley and welcome to another edition of our Visual Basic tutorials. In this tutorial I will take a little look at functions within Visual Basic. Now when we looked at procedures before, it's quite familiar, except these procedures are calculating something in some way. So it is a procedure which is just called a function because it calculates something. That's how to remember it. So we want to write a function which calculates the total of these two text boxes here. So then let's go into the module. We already have a variable which stores the total. Let's go into the tools menu and add procedure. So we'll call it add because we'll call it subtract. We want to subtract these two numbers. We've done procedures, you've got properties, you've got events, and you've got functions. Now, do we want to make this private to the module or public to all the forms? Well, we want to make it public because we want our form to access this. So we press OK, it creates our function template for us. Now, in order to subtract two numbers, this function needs to know about these two digits here. Text 1 and text 2, as you can see. So it needs to know about these two numbers. So this is what we call the input to the function. It needs to know about these two numbers, so we need to input them. So we'll say num1 as integer, num2 as integer. So when we call subtract, it's taking two parameters. We can say subtract. As you can see, it wants a number and another number. So we want to subtract 3 from 6, and we just write it like that. It's as simple as that. So this is all this does. You can have strings, you can have anything you want, but we want to subtract two numbers, so we're doing this. Now, once they've been subtracted, we want to get this information back into our form so we can display it. And in order to do this, we add what's called a return type, which goes at the end here. So once these two numbers have been added, what is the type that we return back to the form? Well, it's not a string, is it? Because if we subtract 3 from 6, the value is 3, and 3 is an integer. So we're returning an integer back to the form. So that's the backbone for our subtract function. Now, using our parameters here, num1 and num2 can be any value you want to specify. We've already defined a value total, which we probably really don't need now. And in order to return these values, we copy the name of the function and say subtract equals num1 take away num2. So it's taking in your number 6, for example, here, and your number 3, and we're saying subtract equals 6 take away 3, as you can see. Now we've laid out our function, we want to call this function, and we want to display this in a message box, for example. So we say subtract, that's the name of the function we've just created, and we want to subtract 6 from 3. And the answer is 3. So here's a quick summary. We want to call our function subtract. We're specifying the values 6 and 3. These get pumped into our module. Num1 is now 6, num2 is now 3. This is what we're returning back to the form. So something equals 6 take away 3. 6 take away 3 is 3. So subtract equals 3. So message box, that's 3. So we're displaying 3. So that is how to use functions and modules within Visual Basic to give yourself a global appreciation of different variables, and it allows sharing of variables as well across all your forms and modules. So I've been Sean Greasley, thank you for listening, and good night.